Hello everyone, welcome to the second segment of the Cabal 2 Feature Spotlights. I'm GM Icee and today we're here to talk about Abysmos. Here you can see my party fighting in one of the later game Abysmos, but first let's start with the basics. Now, what are Abysmos? They're essentially mini dungeons scattered throughout the world, coming in different shapes and sizes. You have blue Abysmal cores, blue Hyper Abysmal cores, red Abysmal cores, and red Hyper Abysmal cores. Now, they won't start showing up until after you hit Freyhill Town, but once you hit the proper level, you'll start getting repeatable quests that will get different Abysmos the higher level you get. The first one will be fairly simple, the Grass Abysmo, which is the earliest repeatable quest you can get. It'll show up on your map as a blue exclamation point, directing you to the quest giver's location, and once you find the NPC in charge of the quest, you can head on over to him, read all of the nitty-gritty details, and accept the quest. You're now one step closer to getting those awesome Abysmo points. Now, the difference in the Abysmal colors is fairly simple. Red Abysmal cores will spawn enemies at the core location, at a fixed rate. The faster you kill the mobs that spawn, the more that will come out. You do not need the quest in order to break open Abysmos and kill the mobs, but it's a nice way of getting those Abysmal points. They will not automatically aggro onto you if you break the Abysmal core, but they will have a bigger aggro range, so be careful if you're squishy. Kill the mobs for quest credit or chances at loot, all standard. There will always be a stronger than average mob at the end of the core spawn, so be prepared for it. Now, blue Abysmal cores work a little differently. They do not spawn enemies once destroyed, but rather become a portal for you to take in order to kill the specified mobs. Blue Abysmal cores are slightly harder to take down than red Abysmal cores, so the later ones will require parties to complete. Once you're inside, you must destroy another core that will spawn the enemies that dwell inside, giving you a chance to buff up or heal if needed. Once that core is broken, kill your enemies as standard. These enemies also get consecutively harder as you kill more, without much downtime, so be ready. Kill that last core to get the hardest mob, in this case an adorable mini-boss, and get that loot. Now, Hyper Abysmal cores are even harder than the standard blue Abysmal cores, so having a party with you is highly recommended in order to complete, or have really good gear and practice with your class. So I mentioned Abysmal points previously, but what are they used for? Purchasing really helpful items, of course. The merchant is located in Freyhill Town, and clicking on shop will bring up all of the items you can purchase. Be careful though, as the points are slowly acquired over time and these can get expensive. But I want to show off the gems that you can purchase. These gems are used to augment your damage, provide utility to some of your skills, or for defensive purposes. Buying one will take a huge chunk of your Abysmal points, so choose wisely. I'll purchase 2 of the damage amplification gems in order to buff my damage. Ouch, there goes all of my points. But these gems are powerful tools in keeping my damage up or keeping me safe. Once you purchase these gems, you can equip them on your character information tab under gem, then drag the on-use gem onto your hotbar in order to use it. Clicking on it will be like any other ability, and you'll be able to see the buff on your buff bar. All set for the battlefield. Once you hit the later levels, the Abysmos will get even harder. Red Hyper Abysmal cores will begin showing up in Desert Fort, and you'll have to get used to doing this in a party to make life easier. These Abysmos are scattered throughout the region, and finding them will be simple enough once you get used to the regions you're in. The blue Hyper Abysmal cores here are no joke, so let this be your warning. Once you get into the Labyrinth Forest, there will be one repeatable quest you'll find very important, the Evil Lantana Abysmo. You'll get this quest once you're about to hit max level, and it will be a cruel reminder that these Abysmos simply cannot be soloed, but the Abysmo Point payoff is glorious. You can find these Abysmos scattered throughout the Emperor's Garden and Evil Forest within Labyrinth Forest, and even pop them open yourself. But again, this particular Abysmo is meant to gear you up for Heavenly Citadel, and will not be an easy undertaking. Once you have a good party, however, accept this challenge and enter the fray. It has a ton of mini-bosses, all dropping great loot. It'll teach you great mechanics that you'll carry into the hardest dungeons. Potentially have a priest running around on fire. Offer a chance at a kill move, and drop some loot afterwards. So form that party and conquer. This has been GM Icee, and thank you all for watching. Be sure to be on the lookout for our Character Spotlight series and our next feature spotlight on the Dungeons of Cabal 2. See you all next time!